Let's go to our final topic of the day. I'm kind of dreading talking about this one, to be honest. There's heavy rumors that Michigan State football is after Urban Meyer. Depending on who you ask, they're either very legitimate or completely illegitimate. It seems like there's one of the other. Nobody's like in the middle of this might be kind of true, but probably unlikely. Like everyone's either this could happen or there's no chance this happens. I have a lot of concerns in general with this. You're a Michigan State football fan through and through. Are you excited about the prospect of Urban Meyer being this coach? I don't even want to know if you think the rumors are true or not. Would you want Urban Meyer to be Michigan State's next football coach?
No, I don't want him to be our next football coach. And I'll say this before I actually get into my point. I'm no better than like anybody else. I'm not trying to be like the hand of God, the moral general, whatever phrase you want to use. I'm in no position to judge anybody else. I'm not perfect. Nobody in this world is perfect. At the same time, I just don't. I'm laughing because I can't see a world where Michigan State, after what we just went through, would hire a football coach that is kind of the face of immoral things happening. Like that's how his tenure ended at Ohio State. Like he had issues doing things that, you know, for lack of better, they just weren't morally accepted or correct. And I just don't understand how you hire that guy. I really don't. And also beyond the whole moral thing and him like being a good person. And I know people, you know, not everyone's a perfect person, but also it's not that hard to be a good person. If you're not, you should give it a try. It's actually pretty refreshing and great. But what I'll say is that why are we overlooking the fact that this man's tenure with the Jags was a shit show where he was kicking kickers and holding back a pretty good Jaguars team. Like, yes, I get he had success at Ohio State and his name would bring recognition. Also, just off, you know, shock value, Michigan State brings back Urban Meyer, former Ohio State legend. I don't know. It's just his name is carrying more weight in this situation. I know you didn't ask this, but I don't think I think there's no way they hire Urban Meyer. I think there's absolutely no way.
I was going to get to that side of it in the second half of the convo. I think you're right. I lean on that. But yeah, I wanted to start more of just like, do we want this or not? Because I do think it is fair to say objectively, Urban Meyer is a much better college football coach than any of the other names that have actually been reported. That's why we have to talk about it, whether it's real or not. The fact that Urban Meyer's name is being rumored here warrants a discussion, because if the next best hire is Mike Elko, I'm sorry. Urban Meyer is in a totally different tier. And it's closer to the tier that I've been screaming about for 2 weeks, saying Michigan State should go after. And I don't want them to go after Urban specifically, but I think Urban and guys that are a little bit worse than Urban as college football coaches are the guys I would want to see Michigan State try and hire. I want to read a tweet from somebody, actually. I don't know this person. I just saw it come up on my timeline today, though, and it really hit home with me, and I agree with it. This is from Kate Nordstrom, too. She tweeted this morning and said, or I think this was yesterday, actually. She said, MSU Twitter has been the constant that's kept me on here, but all this Urban talk is a gross reminder that folks don't actually care about character as long as there's more W's than L's. It's not fun sports banter. It's wishing against a better future for women and the university. I couldn't agree with that more. I'm very saddened by the state of things as a Michigan State alum. Like I just am. It seems like nobody cares about anyone involved, like students, about alums, about character. Truly, like I have struggled with that a lot in the last few years as things have just kept happening, and the way the university handles it has just really disappointed me. And when PJ Fleck was one of the first names named, I was disappointed. Urban Meyer, I don't know if it's real or not. If it is, I'm disappointed. Like, I just want, and I know it sounds stupid. It sounds really stupid to be like, just hire a good person. I don't care if they're a good football coach. We need a good football coach, but it's not impossible to find a good football coach that also has not been the guy who ran the most chaotic, dysfunctional, evil locker room in sports history at Florida, or literally got fired from the NFL for being like harassing his players in a weird way that no one has ever had, or is actively flirting with women 30 years younger than him while he has a wife at home. Like, I just can't process how you dodge the Mel bullet and the first thing you want to do is go back to morally ambiguous men. It's not a good look. It shouldn't happen. That's my stance on it. Now, the second part of this is, do you think the rumors are true? And you've already said you don't. Do you want to elaborate on that?
I maybe it's holding people in a higher, looking at them in a lighter light, but I just truly don't think that they can look past the other things with them. I don't know. I consider myself a positive person, and I'm just thinking positively about the situation. And my faith might come back to bite me in this, the decision makers in hiring of the football coach. But I truly believe when it comes down to it, they won't let this happen. They can't let it happen. But also, how Michigan State leadership works. Also wouldn't be surprised if it happens. But I truly believe when it gets down to it, there's gonna be some type of like come to Jesus moment. Like, guys, we can't do this. Like, we can't. We cannot hire a morally ambiguous coach.
Yeah.
I mean, we can hire a coach that, I don't mean to make this a laughing situation. Hire a coach that's got like I don't know, a DUI or something. But we can't look past like just these morally ambiguous people.
I mean, we talked about with the Bill Self, Arterio Morris stuff yesterday. Like, at some point, just like get someone who respects women. Is it that hard? Like, why do so many people not respect women, and why do they keep being given second and third and fourth and fifth chances? It's killing me. I I don't know, man. I don't think they're true either on the surface. Like, if you look at the people tweeting this, a lot of them are like literally parody accounts. People are like building fake CBS reporter accounts and trying to clickbait Michigan State fans, and it's working. There was the rumored flight from Columbus to East Lansing. Damn near wish that was Ryan Day's plane. I'll just call it what it is. I'm sure it wasn't, but I'm just saying.
That flight was real.
I'm sure it is. Was it Urban?
No, it wasn't.
I mean, that's people acting like other people don't fly from Columbus to East Lansing ever. I don't know. I just think the one thing that's notable to me is like, I think your guy at Spartan Rivals, and I've seen like Graham Couch do this as well. They've come out very vehemently against the fact that these rumors are real. Like, they've basically said, I think Thind even came out too. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but there was kind of like the actual media members yesterday putting their foot down and being like, there aren't real candidates yet. Like, there are some we have reported, but anybody saying there's a clear candidate, and they meant Urban Meyer, is just wrong. Is that your read on this too? Like,
Yeah,
there's like Twitter buzz.
and actually, I don't think Thin would mind me bringing this up because we did have a conversation a day or two ago when this came up, and he's like, we were basically talking about how there's like these accounts on these let's just keep it like MSU Daily, like accounts like that, like Spartan Shadows type level things, basically trying to like drum things up, engagement, clicks, and things like that. And they put an Urban Meyer photoshopped into a Michigan State jacket right after the flight thing comes out, and it's just like drumming up all this stuff. And Michigan State fans are always trying to find like rumors. I think any college sport fans are always trying to find like rumors or little hints that they can kind of dig into and find out information before it comes out. And it's just not the case in this situation. And it got to the point where actual media members had to come out and say things like, Graham Couch and then said about the situation, which I think needed to be said.
Yeah, I appreciate the way those guys have approached this. Shout out to Thind and Couch and Spartan Rivals in general. I don't know. I hope it doesn't happen. It'd be crazy. It'd be crazy if it happened. I mean, they'd be good at football. If Urban Meyer committed and wanted to do this, they would be good at football. But
would they 100% be good at football?
Yeah, he's a great college football coach.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't got to question that. The NFL stuff's fair to question, but
Can I question that if I want to?
I don't think so. Like, what would be your concern that Urban wouldn't succeed as Michigan State's head coach?
I just think it's too totally different. I think Urban did a good job of winning when the playing field wasn't level and he was playing a different game.
So what we're doing here
Now
is
everyone's playing this game.
this is actually really interesting. So what we're doing here is we're saying Urban Meyer was born on third base.
He wasn't necessarily born. I mean, maybe he used the phrase "born on third base," but I'm saying that he was playing by a different set of rules than everybody else. So, yeah, shit, he was born on third base, I guess.
Okay. I mean, I get it. You're saying he was paying players before players could be paid.
Yeah, I just think he was doing. Even outside of that, I think he was just doing things a little bit differently than everybody else. Now everyone's doing things differently.
Little John Calipari to him. Like all of a sudden, oh, Kentucky's not having the success, the dominance they had for 10 years before all this stuff was legalized. Interesting.
A little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is a you specific thing. You can tell me if I'm wrong, but I feel like you like to discredit anyone who coaches Ohio State for just being he's coaching Ohio State. Like I think you think I could go to Ohio State and win 10 games.
Honestly, I don't even think it's the Ohio State. Okay, that's a pretty fair assessment of me, I will say, but it's not even the Ohio State thing. I truly believe that he was just playing a different game than everybody else, and that's the reason why he has success.
Okay.
And now everyone's playing that game. That's just truly it. It's not the Ohio
Maybe.
State
I
thing.
don't think he was playing it at Utah. And I don't know. There's something to be said for how much he dominated Michigan. Like it just is what it is, right? Like
Yeah.
um you would think, and there's a good chance Jim Harbaugh leaves, so the door is kind of open if you got a big name hire. But again, just get one that respects women, man. Like that's all. That is the only thing on top of my list besides the football stuff. Respects women. Does Mike Elko have a wife? Does he have kids? Does he go to church? I need to know these things, man. Like, can we wrap this segment though with a quick check in on the actual candidates that you were gassing up for me? Because I actually don't know this. You might know this more than me, but like Elko's team just scored what 13 points against Notre Dame in a loss. The Colorado OC basically got blanked at Oregon, and he was your number one candidate 2 weeks ago.
Oh,
So
okay. One, Lewis was never on my list. I want to let that be known. And also,
okay.
that Lewis guy hit your over. So show some respect.
Okay. I want to go up and down. Like, are any of the guys on Michigan State's list actually doing well right now? Isn't it just Dickert? That's pretty much it.
Well, I guess you could say Leopold's doing well.
Leipold. Yeah. I mean,
Sorry, is it Leipold?
it's Lance Leipold, but he just, 24 plus point loss to Texas, which was close. It was a close game, and Jalen Daniels was out. So I'm willing to write that off. But I'm kind of chuckling at the fact that Michigan State's entire list is they just all had a bad week. Like I've been gassed up. Like, look what Mike Elko's doing this year. Isn't he going to end 9-4 again at best?
Probably not.
I would bet he does. We'll see.
I would
We'll
have
see.
checked their schedule. They should have won that football game.
I mean, couldn't score in the first half,
Yeah, true.
but he ran
Also,
some mesh. I saw a clip. He ran mesh action. So
yeah, Sam Hartman's handsomeness just willed them on a 4th and 18. What was it, 4th and 18?
yeah. Also, I forgot Riley Leonard's hurt, so they're definitely going 9-4.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, tough luck. Okay. All right. Do you want to? We haven't really done this. Who's Michigan State's next coach? Last thing on this segment. As of October 3rd, we've named all these names. Who is the next coach at Michigan State?
Dickert.
Okay. I like that. I'd be happy.
That's who
with
I
that
want.
outcome. I like that. Why do you want Dickert?
I still want Whittingham, but the Utahs and the Mormons have told me it's impossible, so I'm going to take their word for it. But Dickert is the guy I want.
Okay. Do Mormons respect women?
Yeah, I think they do. That's why they have like 9 wives and they respect them all equally.
I'm going to say the principle of having 9 wives is semi disrespectful to women in general, isn't it?
Yeah, kind of also, but I don't want to get into the Mormon religion talk.
Yeah, we don't know enough about it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. My
Jabari
answer.
Parker was a Mormon. Just throwing that out there.
I think my answer for their next coach is Pat Narduzzi.
I will literally drive to Dave and Connie's house right now, kiss your daughter on the forehead, and then spit on you if you don't take that back right now.
I know nobody's gonna like that. I don't feel great about it
Are
either.
you dead? Are you dead at like? Wait, are you saying like you think he's gonna be the guy, or that's who you want?
I think that's who's gonna be the guy. That's my prediction.
I will be done. I'm serious, Greg. I will be done. I won't
I think you're
watch.
you're acting like that's worse than it is. I don't
No.
love that outcome, and I don't have any inside information leading this. I thought it was notable Narduzzi was even on the first reported candidates lists. Like from the people that actually know what's going on, I found it very notable that he was on the list because given the comments he's made in the last couple of years, if they weren't serious about ever opening the door to Narduzzi, he just wouldn't be on the list. It would be very easy to just not name him. The fact that they named him is fascinating to me. And I don't know, man. I think I gave you tiers at one point of like how I would approach this hire. And the first tiers were like great hires I would actually be excited about. Then it was like mediocre hires that I could talk myself into. Narduzzi was in that tier. Like if Narduzzi ended up, if I had no say in it anymore, it's done. He's the head coach. It would take me about 24 hours to talk myself into this could work. That's not the case for a lot of these teams.
Do you see myself as a dramatic person?
Oh yeah.
You ain't seen shit yet if we hire Narduzzi.
Narduzzi or Urban Meyer?
Narduzzi?
Okay. Yeah, that hurt. The worst thing here is that this is going to last like 4 more months,
Sick.
2 months actually. But God, man, I don't know if I can do this for 10 more weeks. Okay. Good episode today. Grumpy cart at the end of it, but good episode today.
I mean, yeah, in retrospect, good episode.
Yeah, good episode.